Hey, you, welcome back to Uncensored. I'm Marianne from Yachts Mermaids, and this is a Yachting International radio show. And we are back with Sheree Murray, who's an online business coach and a freelance coach. And for those who don't know, she was here last week. Thank you for being here again.
Oh, my absolute pleasure. Thanks for inviting me back.
I am so excited because our last show really sparked a lot of curiosity and a lot of things in my mind. I was just like, oh my God, I need to get this woman back here. We need to have a raw, real, vulnerable conversation around money mindset. So if you haven't watched the last episode, I follow the link below and click it and watch it, because it's going to really bring you a lot of awareness around what type of money mindset you have and how to transition out of yachting and get rid of that golden handcuffs that many of us have. On the last episode, like I said, we talked about money mindset. We talked about the golden handcuffs. And it was really cool because you said that your accountant even said that the yacht crew mindset usually is about abundance, right? Which I believe in a way it is. I have definitely experienced that myself, but it wasn't what I experienced at the beginning. So this is what came up for me after talking to you. I realized that there is also a big money mindset around money is evil, money equals power, power in yachting equals horrible, horrendous things happening from owners / managers, big companies that have a lot of money to yacht crew. Meaning we talked about sexual harassment, sexual assaults. We talked about not getting paid on time, all these mental health, like all these stuff that are happening in yachting that a lot of us have gone through or are going through, and how this correlates to money mindset. So what comes up for you when I say this?
So definitely the abundance around money in a light way is massive for me. Like, I've had that abundance mindset for as long as I can remember. But when you talk about the power in money, that does bring up some memories for me. Like, obviously our bosses have a shit ton of money, right? So sometimes they're able to make things happen quicker or get a certain dock. And that to me does give me a little bit of a reminder how even now, a little bit of a money mindset belief around that money does equal power. And of course, we can use it for light or dark. When I'm getting my 100K months, I want to be creating a foundation to feed children. Some people are getting these massive amounts of money and using it to get certain dock spaces or...
Yeah, like for example, like Epstein. He created a lot of abundance money, but shit, he was literally raping little girls. And this is a man that hang out with yacht owners and all this stuff.
Yeah. So it can be so light and dark, but the power that money can bring, either negatively and positively, that does resonate with me a little bit, because I guess 13 years in the industry, I saw what a lot of money could do. And it can be light or dark, exactly as you said.
So I'm going to give you an example of something that I experienced. We talked last episode that money mindset usually comes and is installed in the development stage of your life, with basically your childhood, and then it's also installed with society and then validated throughout your life, right?
Yeah.
That mindset that we have, whether it's positive or negative. And I remember that when I came into yachting, I was like, oh my God, I'm making so much money, like out of nowhere. And I didn't have to study for this. Like, I went to university and I would have never made that money at my start of my degree. And I was just like, oh my God, I can change toilets and make more money. Yes.
Yeah.
But then on that first boat, and I'm talking like back in 2006, I was like completely new, green stewardess. And I started my career with $3,000. So starting in 2006, which I think it was a lot of money at that time. And especially because having a degree, I would never have started with $3,000 as a graphic designer back in the day. So I was there. But then when I joined the first boat that was paying me this, It was horrible. Like, these people were treating me like a slave, literally like a slave. They were telling me that I was a whore. I was like, literally, like coming out of their mouth. This is what they were telling me. And this woman, because they were owners, like the woman and the man, but the woman was like the one that had the power in a sense. And she was so fucking mean and degrading. And I couldn't believe that a woman was doing this to another woman. I was like, what the fuck? And in that boat, there was sexual assault, not to me, but I did witness that happening to another stewardess. And there was a lot of things going on. And that kind of was like, oh my God, money is really fucking bad. I'm getting all this money, but this is like dirty money. You know what I mean? This is not worthy of, I don't want this. You know what I mean? This is coming to me from the abundance of installing fear. And yes, I'm going to have because I'm telling you your shit and give me more, that kind of thing. And so I quit. I was like, no, I'm done. I don't want to work with it. I hated yachting. And I was like, yachts are horrible. Like, why would anybody want to do this job? And I left that job. And I remember the mate at the time told me, Maria, you just got in a really bad boat. Please give yachting another go. And I was like, you're crazy, dude. Yeah. So I left and I started doing my graphic design thing. And then he was like, oh my God, I'm getting nothing. This is crazy. And I decided to go back to yachting. And then I started to have a better experience. Like, it took time, right? Like years, a little bit better, a little bit better. I would still see that whole evil, like, power putting you down. I have the money, you shut up kind of thing. I'm not getting paid on time, all this stuff. And then hitting one boat where I met a owner and his wife that were doing amazing things with the money that they were bringing in. And they were super awesome to us. And they wanted us to become abundant. And then my mindset was, I shifted my mindset because of that, those owners. And I realized, okay, money is not bad. It's just an energy. It's like what people want to do with this energy that causes, right, a positive or a negative effect. So after that boat, because my money mindset's changed because of witnessing that beautiful owners do beautiful things with the money and the power that they had, I was able to then become more into that light that you're talking about, that abundant mindset around money, and that is not bad, and that power is not bad either. It's like, how do you use it?
Power can be good. It can be used for good. It's just how we choose to use it.
Exactly. So I have seen throughout my career that everything that I have experienced, and even more horrendous stuff happening to other crew members, like literally being assaulted, whether physically or sexually, by owners or people with a lot of money, guests or whatever it is, even captains themselves, like they do make a lot of money. And they have this power ego trip sometimes. And I just wonder if you're already in that lack mindset and fearful mindset around money and power because of the past, and then yachting validating it. And then you actually go through horrendous things like an assault or a harassment or something like that, or bullying or whatever it is. How are you able to shift away from that? And how are you able to realize that maybe what's happening to you and what your experiences has to do a lot with that type of mindset that you have around money?
Yeah. So money mindset is super important, and it's something that you can just work on slowly. It's not always unless you're doing like timeline therapy with an NLP coach, which sometimes it can be switched straight away. There's some pretty cool stuff they can do with timeline therapy. I've experienced myself where beliefs have been shifted like that. But if you're doing it, say you're on a boat, you're realizing some money mindset beliefs are coming up, especially like money equals power in a negative way. Maybe money is the root of all evil. Rich people are evil, which are beliefs that might have come up for some people just listening to this.
Like, people with money can get away with anything.
Yeah, that's another one. That's another one. It's all realizing that we actually get to choose our own beliefs. Yes, these people have money and maybe they are doing some super fucking shit stuff, but we get to choose our own beliefs. We have that power, and it's just doing little mindset shifts each day. So if you have seen, say, let's take money equals power in a negative way. You could switch that belief of money equaling power to do negative things instead of positive. You could choose like a little affirmation that you could say daily or write down. Just say, I choose that money is power. I choose to make money and create power in a positive way and use my power in a positive way. Something that feels true to you. But it does all get to be a choice. Money mindset is a choice, and it's just something to work on slowly. It's not something that's going to shift in a New York minute, but it's having the awareness. If you're hearing your boss say something like, I don't know, something negative around money, and it's bringing up negative thoughts around you, and you think, oh shit, it's only the rich people that make money, or rich people are dodgy. That's a bad money mindset. It's a negative money mindset belief, right? So you could just quickly think to yourself, how could I turn this into a positive belief? I choose to believe that a lot of money can powerfully impact people positively. It's going to take time. And this is the great thing, we don't have to be perfect to start, but we've got to at least start. Yeah. So just try to be more conscious of little money mindset beliefs, negative ones, and even positive, because you might be interested to think about where they came from. Just be more conscious. That's what I still find myself after 7 years of personal development, working on my money mindset, amongst other things. I'm not freaking perfect. I've still got negative beliefs that pop up. But because of 7 years of practice, I hear something negative in my mind and I just switch it. Or I just think, no, Sheree, you get to choose to believe something else.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think what comes up for me when you say that is that you have, I don't even know how many thousands and thousands of thoughts a day. And I can't monitor them. It's just not humanly possible. But one thing that I have done in the past, and that I still do sometimes, is that if I catch myself having a thought that doesn't really align with what I want to believe or what I really believe in, I say to myself, I forgive myself for having that thought. In my mind, let's say I'm witnessing something on a boat, and all of a sudden the thought that comes in is, oh my God, rich people can get away with anything. Or people with money can get away with anything. Immediately I can say, I forgive myself for having that thought, and I just choose a different thought, in my mind. And not even choosing at that time a different completely belief, but just something that I'm actually grateful for. I choose, I'm happy that I saw this rainbow today, because rainbows make me happy. So it's just shifting that energy so I can start moving towards experiencing more of the things that I do want in my life and that I do believe are true and in alignment with who I am. And I think most of us yachties, that which you speak of takes form in a way, because it's energy.
Yeah.
Becoming mindful of how you express yourself and about money and about power. And I think it's the key to starting to understand what your actual beliefs are around money. If you just listen to yourself or listen to the people around you, how they express themselves about the money, because in yachting is all about money. If you don't have money, you're not in yachting. It's based on money. It's based on luxury. It's based on the idea that money can define you everything. And the truth is that it's not true. The other day I went to get toilet paper for the book. And because of the pandemic, you can buy more than 2 things of paper. No matter how much money I had, I just wasn't able to. And then the provisioning company that we were using, they ran out of paper stock. And it was I was talking to the guys on the provisioning company. I was like, really? This is an example of literally showing that money cannot buy everything.
Yeah.
Trying to buy toilet.
Not even toilet paper, just so simple.
Exactly. And it's just not, it's not true, that belief system that we have around money, that money can buy everything. It's not true. And we are in an industry where we literally work with people that have private planes, and all of a sudden, like I have heard stories of people saying, literally the boss told me to get on the plane because they left their phone in New York. They flew from Europe to New York, grabbed their phone, came back.
From Europe. Oh my God, no way.
And this is like ridiculous shit that happens often in yachting. Because you have the ability to create that type of environment with the money that you have. Where it's, I want it now, I want it now. That's it. Sometimes, no, it's not going to happen. But yeah, so I just wonder, how can we look at the self-limiting beliefs and mindset that we have, limiting mindset that we have around money, that comes obviously from our past, that was installed by our parents, our family, caretakers, and obviously also society. And then how that correlates to what we see in yachting and what we experience in yachting. Because like you said that you never really experienced all these things that I'm talking about. But you also said that you had a very different mindset about money growing up. Yes, you did have a negative limiting beliefs around it, but it wasn't that it was an evil thing. It wasn't that all the things that I'm talking about. So I just wonder if the people that are experiencing this, including myself when I experienced that, is it because of the mindset around money that I had throughout my development stage?
It's definitely
Like a connection there?
all connected. It's all connected. And that's what I love about the NLP stuff and the timeline therapy. When you start to go into any beliefs that were, say, like one of mine was that I talked about last week was that men make the money. I did the timeline therapy, realized it was something from when I was 7, which is crazy, right? And then even in my chefing career, first getting into restaurants, I did have the belief that shit, I'm a female chef trying to get into the industry. Guys find it so much easier to get more money as a head chef. They find it easier to actually obtain that rank. That belief around money and males making all the money and even just getting into that position, that high rank position, all stemmed from the age of 7. Like something I learned when I was 7 or got told and then took on that belief. Mm-hmm. So 100%, like if you're seeing those thoughts, hearing those thoughts, recognizing those thoughts of money's the root of all evil, you might find by doing that practice we did last week about what did your parents say about money growing up, especially in the early stages, you might have heard that a lot from friends at school. Who knows, even teachers from when we were growing up, parents, grandparents, you might have actually heard, it's probably quite likely that you heard that sort of talk when you were growing up as well. So you immediately catch it. You're like, oh, yes, no, that's true. That's money's the root of all evil. Money's evil. Only rich people have money. You know, my beliefs were a little bit different around men making all the money. I believed you had to work really hard to make a lot of money, hence yachting, work 80 hours a week at least and get a lot of money. And it took me I only realized I even had that belief last year. I only realized where that belief actually stemmed from, and that was seeing my parents work really freaking hard and getting a really good amount of money to make us comfortable. Like, it does take work. It's not going to be perfect, but just any little beliefs you notice consciously coming up, just think, what did I hear when I was younger? Is there somewhere this could have come from where I was told something and then I decided to bring on this belief of money being evil, that men make all the money? And could I commit to letting that go today and choosing to believe something else?
Absolutely, yeah. Choosing to believe something else. Yeah, something that's truly aligned with who you are and what you stand for, really. You help people to transition from the yachting industry into, I don't want to say land-based, but into a nomadic, financial freedom lifestyle that allows them to have all the positive things that they love about yachting, but without having to work 80 hours a day, a week, and being slave to the environment of yachting. Not that it's a negative thing. It's just like at some point you want to choose differently. You did your time, you experienced what you wanted to experience, and now you want to explore something else. And you are an online business coach, and part of your coaching program, it's around money mindset. And for those who are wanting to tap into the online business, Sheree is your girl. Like, go check her out. She can help you smoothly transition out and actually become financially abundant, like you are in yachting, or even more if you are in yachting, because some of us may not be because of our money mindset. And then, go from there. But what is your advice around trying to see if somebody wants to figure out if the reason why they're still in yachting, even though there's something deep inside of them, there's that little voice that's saying it's time to move on. Mm-hmm. How do they know they're still in it because of the golden handcuffs, because of the money mindset?
Probably the belief, and trust me, I had the same thing too, the belief that you can't make the money we make, which let's say average 10Ks outside of yachting.
So would it be a good choice to say, literally ask yourself, can I make this amount of money outside of yachting? And if it's a yes, then obviously I don't even know why you're still in yachting. Or there may be obviously you do want to be yachting because it fulfills other things of yours.
I still pass the free months.
If it's a no, then obviously it's very in your face that you are still probably in yachting because you're tied to that money mindset that doesn't allow you to become abundant outside of the industry. Yeah. Because a lot of people do want to be yachting, like captains, pursers. Yachting has become a career now. It's not just a gap year. And you obviously you make money, and some people do enjoy that lifestyle completely and fully. And that's totally okay. But my invitation to you today is get real with yourself. Ask yourself, are you in yachting because you believe that you can make this amount of money or more outside of yachting? Because if that is your belief, you got work to do. And Sheree is your girl.
That is a great question, though. It's a perfect question to ask yourself. 100%. And the answer's already inside of us. It'll come to you straight away. Straight away. The subconscious doesn't lie, and it'll pop right out there and say yes or no.
Amazing. So do you want to say anything before we wrap up? Is there something you want to share?
I guess just if you haven't already done that little exercise we did last week around money mindset, it was 4 questions. I know we're all busy, but trust me, these 4 questions, I've worked with Tony Robbins, NLP coaches. The last 7 years I've dedicated to switching my mindset around money and many other things. Get back and do those questions. It's so worth it. Whether you're wanting to go into the online space or not, personal development is becoming even more prominent in our industry, and I absolutely love this. Just go back and do those money questions. See where your beliefs are coming from, because it's pretty cool, pretty interesting to just take that time, 10 minutes for yourself, and just think. You might have some things that pop up where you're like, oh my God, this is where this belief comes from. That's crazy. And whether you're wanting to go online or not, doesn't matter. But just do it for yourself. It's a really cool exercise. I just really invite you guys to go back, watch last week's, and do those questions.
Yes, I agree. And I am 100% behind you saying that personal development, like, it's so important. And we talked about this on an episode with Dina Edwards, where she literally said since the 80s, when she was started as a stewardess, the number one issue and crew struggle, that she saw with crew, was there was no personal development. And when we develop our self, we are constantly living out of fear. We're constantly living and acting from limiting beliefs. And it's not cool. Yeah. Do your work. Yeah. Watch the last episode below, and get to work. It's 4 simple questions. You're going to love it. And remember to ask yourself if you're still in yachting because you believe you can make money out of it.
Yes.
Okay, that's a wrap. To contact Sheree, follow the link below as well. And thank you again for holding space for us and allowing me to express myself with all these things that came up from the last episode.
Oh, this was great. It was awesome. Thank you so much for asking me back.
Okay, bye guys. Until next time.